Chicago and Seattle both 0-2 straight up and against the spread, and both having issues so far this year relative to expectations. They're going to meet in NFL Week 3, tough line set. Chicago right now 14 or 14.5 point underdog, totals 43.5, and we are going to talk with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, guy who takes all the games that I ask him to cover, games that maybe are too uncertain or too scary for other guys to want to tackle. Joe Duffy, you know, this is a tough one. You know, obviously Jay Cutler's out, right? But that's not the only issue for the Bears. Their defense is getting gashed every game. How will Clausen be able to do here? And then Seattle, still an awesome team, still a great team, but they're not quite in sync. Jimmy Graham's reportedly very upset about his role with the team. They do have 2 straight losses. This is going to be a win for Seattle straight up. As far as a bet against the spread, I'm not sure. I was thinking about maybe a shot with the over. Right now, the total is 43, just because the Bears defense just can't really stop anyone right now. It's a modest total. But, you know, Seattle does still have a good defense, and with their offense the Bears' offense being led by Clausen, are they really going to be able to put up enough on their own to push the total over? I don't know. What's your take in this game, Joe?
Well, I would be a little nervous about the total there, simply because, look, when obviously when Trestman was replaced, a lot of people follow the Bears were saying that Chicago would go to a much more run-oriented attack. And that really hasn't been the case. But I do think now that Cutler's out, maybe they will finally go towards a more ball control and defensive-oriented attack. Anyone who's been buying my picks for years knows that I've never been a fan of Jay Cutler, and it's addition by subtraction. I know that, you know, that Jimmy Crack Clausen isn't exactly a starting quarterback caliber, but look, either was Josh McCown a couple years ago, and he greatly outplayed Cutler. So I do think in the case of Cutler, it's addition by subtraction, or at the very least, the odds makers clearly have more than overreacted, even if it is a little bit of a drop-off, not as much as the odds makers are saying. In fact, we do have a good angle here that says if a team is off a hard defensive effort, and that is measured by points allowed relative to what the odds makers said they were going to give up the previous game, they do bounce back at a 90, 65, and 4 rate, and that's 58.1%. That does benefit the Bears. And, you know, greater than 14-point home favorites aren't very good. 43 and 62 includes rare case 3 and 6, if that humongous home favorites on a 2-game losing streak. So I do think Chicago is the play here.
Very insightful analysis. Joe Duffy always bringing clarity to kind of tough handicapping situations. So do you like this play enough to go official with Chicago plus 14.5?
We are going to go official. I'm
Wow.
not 100% certain if it's going to be a premium play. I haven't officially made it a premium play, but I have a big red check mark, mentally anyway, big red check mark next to it as a very possible premium play.
There you go. Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, fading Seattle at home with 14.5 points added onto Chicago's score. Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. We know what you do in our videos. Your analysis is always very insightful, very illuminating, as you showed in this video. Tell us what your premium picks are all about at your website, OffshoreInsiders.com.
Yeah, very nice year going back to preseason, 21 and 12 overall. Again, we're not going to claim this 80, 90%. We just do a consistent upper 50s to lower 60%. And 7 and 2 with wise guy plays going back to the preseason in the NFL. Already have a couple plays up. Probably by the time we process this video, a few more plays are going to be up. Just visit OffshoreInsiders.com for the details about what I got this weekend.
Very nice, Joe. Thanks so much.